7 coal miners severely injured and stated to be in critical condition as results of major explosion due to gas leakage at Naginimora coal mine Mon district. Out of 7, 5 suffers up to 90% burn injuries and admitted in Assam Medical College and Hospital in Dibrugarh. Naga People's Front lifts party suspension on ongoing Rajya Sabha MP from Nagaland KG Kenye. NPF President Dr. Shirozale Legise issues an order of revoking the ban on KG Kenyes that was imposed on January 2020. All Nagaland College Students Union reiterates its appeal to the government of Nagaland to make scholarships nodal cell fully functional without any further delay. ANCSU warns it will not remain silent and appeals governments pay heed to the demands of the students. Northeast Students Organization expresses concern over the situation arising at border Nagaland-Manipur boundary and subsequent shutdowns called by various organizations. NESO urges government to move of India to intervene over Kezolsa issue. With aim to make general public and youngsters aware of drug abuse, an anti-social element day observed at Tobu Bazaar Junction. Masses came in large numbers gathered at Junction to take part in the program. Bringing delight to the central government's employees and pensioners, Union Cabinet approves 3% hike in dearness allowance and allows relief due to January 1, 2022. Move of budget about 47.68 lakh central government employees and 68.62 lakh pensioners. Hello and welcome to Nltv Primetime. This is Johanna Muri and now let's have a look at the news in details. A major explosion in Naginimora coal mine in Nagaland on Wednesday morning left at least 7 coal miners severely injured. The injuries were later shifted and admitted in Assam Medical College and Hospital at Dibrugarh. Out of the 7, condition of 5 are stated to be critical. According to reports, the incident took place when miners were engaged in mining inside the coal mine at the depth of 300 feet underground in the mine. Reports say that a group of 45 workers were engaged in the coal evacuation when the tragic incident happened, and the 7 workers were set on fire. The 7 injured were identified as Arif Ahmed, Samir Ali, Nabir Hussain, Habir Rahman, Usman Ali, Abdul Mutlab, and Dildar Hussain, all hailing from Umagat locality under Golaghat district of Assam. As per the MCH authorities, out of 5 injured have suffered 90% burnt, while others 1 have occurred 70% burnt and the other one has suffered 45% injuries.
ভিতৰত লাগিছে স্যার জুলৰ ভিতৰত পাহাৰত কাম কৰি আছো আমি জুলৰ ভিতৰত কাম কৰি আছো কামটামত এনেকৈ জুই লাগি
কি কাম কৰিছিলা
কয়লা কাম কৰিছো গ্যাস ওলাইছে 50 জন হ'ব এনেকা আছে ভিতৰত
কিমান ইনসিডেন্ট হৈছে কিমান
7 জন হৈছে নাই মোৰ নাই 7 জন আমি লৈ আহিছো
7 জন ইয়ালে আনিছে
ইয়ালৈ আনিছো সিভিলতে আমাৰ ককা আমাৰ সৰু ভাই এটা উসমান আলী তালেব আলী আৰু দিলু আলী আৰু দয়ালপুৰ দুখ পাইছে একদম মুখ চোখ চামৰুমে সব গল
কয়লা কাম কৰাৰ পিছত 3টা বজাত সোমাইছে মিস্ত্ৰীবিলাক সোমাৰ পিছত ওলাও টাইমতে এই গ্যাসটো ফুটি গল গ্যাস ফুটি পেলাই আগুন জুই লাগি পেলাই এনেকা 45 জন মানুহ আছে
আমি হাতখন এম্বুলেন্স আহিছো শিৱসাগৰৰ পৰা
কেজন আনিছে
7 জন আনিছো হাতখনত 7 জন আনিছো তেখেতৰ অৱস্থা বৰ ভাল নহয় তেখেতলোকৰ কি হৈছিল আমি শুনা মতে নাগিনিমা কয়লা জুলৰ ভিতৰত বোলে জুই লাগিলে বুলি কোৱা শুনিছো
আমি নাগিনিমাৰত কাম কৰি আছো নাগিনিমাৰত কয়লা খনিত কয়লা খনিৰ পিছত এই মিস্ত্ৰী কেইটা কাটিছিলে কাটা মানুহ গ্যাস ফুটি পেলাই জুই লাগি গ'ল 7 জন আনিছো
তেওঁলোকৰ অৱস্থা কেনেকুৱা
এতিয়া অৱস্থাটো বেয়া
তেওঁলোকে কিমান তলত মাটিৰ পৰা কিমান তলত তেওঁলোকে কাম কৰি আছিল
300 ফুট ভিতৰত আমাৰ 25 জন মানুহ 7 জন মিস্ত্ৰী বিলাকে এনেকা হৈছে হে কাটা মানুহ
কোনোবা মৰিছে নেকি
মৰাটো তেনেকৈ খবৰ পোৱা নাই
The suspension of KG Kenya, the incumbent Rajya Sabha from MP from Nagaland, has been lifted. The one president of Nagaland People Front, Dr. Shirozele Legise, through a press release issued on March 30, informed that he has revoked Kenya's suspension. It may be mentioned that Kenya was suspended from the NPF party on January 8, 2020. The Old Nagaland College Students Union reiterates its appeal to the government of Nagaland to make scholarships nodal cell fully functional without any further delay. In a memorandum addressing the Chief Secretary, ANCSU President Toito D. Chishi on General Secretary Tenyisenle Buki stated that the students were hopeful when the government notified of the Common Scholarship Portal. However, all sorts of scholarship schemes shattered across various departments is yet to be brought under one cell. ANCSU stated that the Common Scholarship Nodal Cell comprised only in the paper indicated state government's negligence to the students' community. Notably, ANSU stated in regard of the government turning a blind eye for the welfare of the students. The union will not remain silent and has appealed to government to take the matters on priority and pay heed to the demands of the students by making the nodal fully functional. Nikki-led NSCN-K has informed about some unidentified individuals who have been collecting unauthorized free-will donations in Mon district of Konyak region in the name of NSCN-GPRN without the knowledge and consent of the NSCN-GPRN caretaker and chairman of Konyak region. Reacting to the issue, the chairman and caretaker of NSCN-GPRN Mon district region has warned the unauthorized individuals to refrain from such activities. The group also warned that its caretaker will not be held responsible for any individual or businessman deals with unauthorized person. With 69%, Nagaland records highest decadal growth of urban population in India with a nationwide growth of urban population at 21%. Nagaland's urban growth in the year 1971 was just 10% of the state's population. Then in the year 1991, urban growth population reached 17.21, then jumped to 28.97 in the year 2011. The migration from rural to urban areas contributed largely to rapid growth of urban population in the state. In the year 2021 to 22, the population of Dimapur increased by more than 59% and Kohima witnessed an increase of 56%. Having a look at a rapid increase of the urban population, especially in Kohima and Dimapur, experts fear that by the end of coming 2 or 3 decades, Kohima and Dimapur may be infested with congestion. A mini legal camp is scheduled to be held on Thursday from 11 a.m. onwards at the office premises of the ADC Futsuro, whereby departments and State Bank of India will be offering services on agri and allied schemes, social welfare schemes like old age pension schemes, health schemes like Ayushman Bharat, e-Sharam enrollment, Aadhaar services like new enrollments, correction, phone number linkage, on-spot loan opportunities to eligible beneficiaries and clients. Notably, the camp is organized by district-level service authorities in collaboration with district administration. Furthermore, ADC Futsuro Jafet Wochi through the notification urged all the general public leaders, ward authorities, NGOs and the general public of Futsuro subdivision to attend the mini legal services camp and avail the opportunities. A youth from Peso village reportedly committed suicide on Wednesday morning at her room in Tobu village. According to the family members, the deceased, identified as Apong Konyak, lived in Tobu for her schooling. It may be mentioned that Tobu police verified the dead body of the girl, and after completing the formalities of the dead body was handed over to the guardian for last rites. According to reports, the suicide was based on personal problems and no evidence of drugs or force was discovered. A 3-day revival program organized by Western Sumi Baptist Akuku at Dimapur's Daniel Village Millennium Hall enters Day 2. Day 2 saw a turnout of around 600 church leaders, including women pastors and youth leaders, as stated by WSBAK Mission Dimapur Department Secretary Reverend Tovi Shea. Program had commenced on April 29th at 3 p.m. and a mass social work was also carried out at Day 2 of the revival program. The program will be concluded on 31st of March.
I'm Secretary of Mission Department, WSBK. It's a wonderful time that we, the church leaders of WSBK, gathered here. We are about 600 people gathered here. Pastors, women pastors, youth pastors and children pastors gathered all over from 174 churches on the WSBK. And we are having revival hour. And we also are happy and we are fortunate to have Reverend Sheke from URF Zinaboto, who is the speaker, bringing the word of God and encouraging us in various ways. And we believe that
An anti-social element day was observed at Tobu Bazaar Junction on Wednesday with an aim to sanitize the general public and youngsters about drug abuse. During the program, Medical Officer of Tobu CHC Dr. Benjong urged the gathering not to reject drug abusers but to deal with them positively and help them overcome addiction. Meanwhile, SDO Civil of Tobu City also spoke on the occasion, saying most of the youngsters turn to drugs since most of the time parents don't spend time with their children. Furthermore, the SDO advised the public that parents have a vital role among the youngsters and urged them to motivate them into proper channel before it's too late. It may be mentioned that the program was chaired by Youth Director of Tobu Town Baptist Church. Notably, the general public of Tobu gathered at the junction to participate in the program.
Second thing, American like to, it's a main important thing that American like to, it's sort of a commit to it. It's sort of a focus to it. American like commit to it. American, all of
The Dimapur Mothers Pray for Peace prayer rally was organized on Wednesday. The rally was organized to pray for the ongoing crisis between Ukraine and Russia and to show solidarity with the innocent civilians that are bearing the burns of the conflict. The rally began at 6 a.m. at Holy Cross Junction, where the women folk walked till Bata Charili traffic point. Various tribe organizations and denominations came forward to pray for the ongoing conflicts between Ukraine and Russia. DBW President Kenotile Sep informed that it offers no peace of mind to sit idle when people are going through hard times, and that their prayers rally was held softly for the crisis ensuing in Ukraine.
আমি খান DBW Dimapur Baptist Women's Union bara ito organize কৰিছে আৰু আমি খান বি এনি খ্ৰীষ্টিয়ান মানুহ আছে আৰু মানুহখান ইমান দুখ পাই থাকি কিনা ইনি চুপচাপ হৈ কিনা বহি থাকাটো মন বৰা নাপাৰা হৈছে এইটো কাৰণে আমি খান দুসৰবা উকুবৰা মদত কৰিব নাপাৰিলে বি প্ৰাৰ্থনা হইলে বি একটা হইলে বি মিলি কিনা কৰি দিব নেকি কৈ কিনা ভাবনা ওলা নিচিনা Women's Opera Cooperation dishe tai khan bi itu to bhal ase kwa bra aji ami khan jama korise ami khan aji jama kori dia tu 1 lakh 50,000 to jema kuri thaka tu prithibi sobte ami khan bi duk paigina thakya khan logode aside itu dekhai dibole kare. We want to show our solidarity with the victims of war, and because of that we have organized this program. We want the world to know that we are with them in prayer. Itu dekhabole karne ase.
Aro ito nishina to achi to beginning ase ito Nagaland to Christian state ekta ase Nagaland state ke ineka isor naam te ineka kama kurili to kiman bhal hobo ito isor laga ichha din asite.
Advisor for Urban Development and Municipal Affairs Dr. Nikisale Kire on Wednesday inaugurated EKMC online service, which is one of the first in Kohima. Advisor Dr. Nikisale Kire, while congratulating the Kohima Smart City Development Limited team, said that the changes in the society is coming into reality. Advisor added that Nagaland is becoming a digital society and Nagas must use the technology to the best. Kire further urged the KSCDL to make the services consumer-friendly, customer-friendly, and also help others municipal councils to start with such initiatives. CEO KSCDL Engineer K. Tenyu and Senior Technical Director and DIO NIC and Online Coordinator of Municipal Affairs Engineer JG Lauren Rengma also addressed at the launching event.
As I just while listening to you about people coming, or you often even a sentence here where all people will come to for help. My only request is, since the other day we had a program on that senior citizen things, be very polite and courteous to all people who come. We have not seen many of our youngsters or elderly people trying to give a hand, helping hand to the old people when they're walking, or they want to cross the street, or they come to you to ask something, you are least bothered about what they are asking. And therefore I would request that our KMC to not let that happen. Show an example to everybody and let them say that. Lastly, I want to end by wishing municipal, the NIC, Smart City, and all the very best. And as I've said, KMC, yes, we may be the first in Kohima, but I would also, like what Maureen had mentioned, I would also request that we help out in whatever way we can, or in fact with our NIC and other groups, to help them also come out with something like this, or even if possible better than this also. And in that, I will not only say that it should be Dimapur Municipal and Mahokchung Municipal, because personally,
The road between Assam Rifles Training Center in Shikovi and Pimla Bazar Junction will be closed for a period of 1 month with effect from March 30. Notably, Deputy Commissioner of Tumukedima, Abhinav Sinha, informed that the road has been closed to allow early completion of the bridge behind the ARTC at Shikovi. Furthermore, the DC issued an advisory asking the public to take the alternate route along Shikovi Gate, Vidima Razape, Shitovi, Maikham, Pimla Bazar Junction until further notice. Nagaland Coffee won silver at the 3rd annual Aurora International Testing Challenge for Nagaland Coffee Tribal Blend and on 1st October 2021 at Stellenbosch, South Africa. Nagaland Coffee secured 4th position in the coffee criteria in 2021 and was awarded the silver plaque. Briefing the media today, the Directorate of Land Resource Department, Dr. Peter Verulen from South Africa, appreciated the Land Resource Department for excellent work of coffee growers and lauded the department for winning silver in just 7 years of coffee plantation. He also stated that Nagaland needs to emphasize on production of high-quality coffee and consistent quality to have an expertise. He further added that coffee is the second highest commodity in the world, so the state should focus to get a benchmark. Altogether, 32 farmers have occupied more than 10 hectares of plantation in the state.
And department has identified the potential area in Nagaland. Out of the total geographical area of Nagaland, suitable area in Nagaland is 40,100 hectares. Through the GIS, the department has identified that the area and target for 2030, we have set about 30,000 hectares. To 2030, department has set 30,000 hectares, and present coverage, the area coverage is 9,832 hectares, and out of which present production is 56 metric tons. That is parchment and dry cherry. And so far, number of farmers having more than 10 hectares is 32. That is from Dimapur, 15 farmers, and Kohima, 14 farmers, and Zunibutu, 3 farmers. Of course, in all the districts, our farmers, maybe 5-6 hectares to almost all are having that area. But marginal farmers, at the most 1 to 2 hectares, or some maybe less than hectares also. So at the moment, the development his coverage is the developed area is 9,832 hectares.
Coffee is a very scientific process because you have different estates have different flavors, different aromas, different acidities, different bodies, and different sweetness. So to blend coffee, you have to blend specifically that if you put it together, it becomes a good coffee. So if you take 3 different coffees, if good coffees and you put them together, doesn't mean when you blend it, it will become a good coffee. So I always roasted all the different areas, Mokochong, Kar, Zenaboto, Mon, some coffees was washed, some coffees was natural. So I played with that. And at the end, I realized that if we blend it according to this formula,
Martyrs Group held its meeting at Panchayat Hall at St. John's Colony in Twinsang on Monday. Notably, the meeting was chaired by District Coordinator of Poshan Abhiyan, Tung Pang, where he also welcomed the gathering. Meanwhile, JE PHED Twinsang Akang Jongshi spoke on the role of women in water conservation, while Dr. Wapangla from CMO Office Twinsang spoke on balanced diet and nutritious food for local mothers and pregnant women. And Center Administrator for One-Stop Center Twinsang Chua Longla spoke on domestic violence and also distributed food packages for all lacting and pregnant mothers. It is to be mentioned that a total of 96 beneficiaries attended the program. Angami Public Organization is all set to hold its Golden Jubilee, which is set to be scheduled and celebrated on April 8 at Kuchoze local ground with Angamyama Thiru as the Jubilee team. Meanwhile, the Angami Gazetted Officers Kroto has requested all members to attend the Jubilee with proper and appropriate outfit with a traditional touch for the occasion. It is to be mentioned that all the Kicha Presidential Secretariat have been requested to initiate the mobilization of the respective members to attend the celebration without fail. A screening of non-communicable disease was held at Panchayat Hall in Upper PWD Colony at Kohima on Tuesday. Notably, the screening was done as part of the ongoing social health responsibility campaign under the National Urban Health Mission led by CMO Office in Kohima. It may be mentioned that the medical team was led by Dr. Kelolo Pradya, and as per the mobilization done by the Colony Panchayat officials, the medical team screened the identified person with comorbid diseases and pregnant women and were given free medication. The Northeast Students Organization has expressed concern over the situation arising at border along the Nagaland-Manipur boundary at the subsequent shutdowns called by various organizations and urged the government of India to intervene. The organization in a press release on Tuesday called on the Southern Angami Public Organization to reconsider and lift the ongoing shutdown at the earliest for the interest of the innocent general public and to all Assam Manipur's Youth Association to to suspend the counter shutdown for the interest of general public. NESO also urged the government to take proactive steps to control the situation from further deteriorating and to intervene by taking the initiative to solve the issue and to bring all parties involved to the negotiating table so that the issue can be solved amicably. Now, notably, NESO comprises of the Kasi Students' Union, All Assam Students' Union, Naga Students' Federation, Mizo Relai Paul, Tirupai Students' Federation, All Manipur Students' Union, Garo Students' Union, and All Arunachal Pradesh Students' Union. Even as the indefinite ban called by Southern Angami People's Organization over a boundary dispute along the Manipur-Nagaland border continues, it has frozen vehicular traffic on the Nation Highway 2 and there seems to be a spillover effect and the Manipur is witnessing scarcity of fuel for a week and Sapo called for banned supply routes to Manipur were potentially disrupted. It may be mentioned that at the route is the oil land ownership between three Naga tribes, the Angamis of Nagaland, the Maos of Marams and Manipur. On the other hand, the Northeast Students Organization has expressed concern over the situation arising at the border along the Nagaland-Manipur boundary and subsequent shutdowns called by the various organizations and urged the government of India to intervene. Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam on Tuesday chaired a review meeting of the High Power Committee Nagaland Forest Management Project Society at the Chief Secretary's Conference Hall, Kohima. While addressing the meeting, Alam stated that Japan International Cooperation Agency is a very important project for the state of Nagaland and is pleased to show that reports of the project is being implemented satisfactorily in the state. He further stated that the main objective of the power project was to improve forest ecosystem and support income generation by rehabilitation of dune areas and provision of livelihood support. Furthermore, he also called for convergence of departments for the success of the project in the state. Meanwhile, the annual work plan for the year 2022-23 was presented during the meeting. Fuel rates in India hiked for the 8th time in 9 days on Wednesday as diesel price in Mumbai breached to ₹100 mark. Notably, on Tuesday, the prices of petrol and diesel were hiked by 80 paisa and 70 paisa per litre respectively, and the total hike now has climbed to rupees 5.60 a litre. In the nation capital Delhi, petrol and diesel are currently being sold at 101.1 per litre and 92.27 per litre respectively. After Wednesday's hike in Mumbai, the price of diesel have crossed ₹100 mark and is being sold at ₹100.10 per litre, while petrol prices are being sold at 115.88 per litre in Kolkata. Petrol is being sold at 110.52 per litre and diesel at 95.42. Meanwhile, in Chennai, the prices of petrol and diesel are at 106.69 per litre and 96.76 per litre respectively. Fuel rates have been surging across the country but varying from state to state depending upon the incidence of local taxation. It may be mentioned that there was a pause in the revision of fuel prices from November 2021, which was broken on March 22 following the crude oil. On the other hand, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the records of hike in fuel prices in the country was due to spike in global oil prices. India Meteorological Department on Tuesday tweeted saying that the light to moderate rainfall is very likely to continue over northeast India during the next 5 days. Notably, isolated heavy falls over from Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh is expected on March 31 and April 1, 2022. Meanwhile, the Weather Forecasting Agency has predicted severe heat wave conditions in most parts of West Rajasthan, East Rajasthan and West Madhya Pradesh on March 29, with heat wave-like conditions in isolated pockets over this area from March 31st, March 2022 to 2nd April 2022. The Cabinet has approved the release of an additional installment of dearness allowance to central government employees and dearness relief to pensioners due from January 1, 2022. Notably, the Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has given its approval to release the allowance to central government employees and to pensioners, which represent an increase of 3% over the existing rate of 31% of the basic pay pension to compensate for the price rise. It may be mentioned that the increase in accordance with the accepted formula, which is based on the recommendations of the 7th Central Pay Commission. Notably, combined impact of the exchequer on account of both dearness allowance and dearness relief would be rupees 9,955,544.50 crore per annum. These will benefit about 47.68 lakh central government employees and 68.62 lakh pensioners. The Ministry of Home Affairs on Wednesday informed Rajya Sabha that the cases registered by National Investigation Agency in the last 5 years do not suggest any definite pattern. However, a data shared by it shows that agency has been filing nearly 60 cases since 2018. As per the MHA data shared by Union Minister for State and Home Nitin Rai in the Upper House, the data showed that 36 cases were registered by NIA in 2017, followed by 19 cases in 2018, 62 in 2019, 59 in 2020 and 61 in 2021. The minister shared the data and said that the NIA has registered 277 cases for investigation during the last 5 years between 2017 to 2021, due to which suggests that indefinite pattern. Rai further said that the NIA was set up under the National Investigation Agency Act 2008 at the national level to investigate and prosecute offences affecting the sovereignty, security and integrity of India, security of the state, friendly relations with foreign state, matters relating to the international threats, etc., specified in the schedule to the Act. As India seeks to buy crude oil from arms from Russia, the central government is considering a proposal from Moscow to use a system developed by Russia's central banks for bilateral payments. The plan involves free ruble-denominated payments using Russia's messaging system SPFS. However, no final deal has been taken and the matter will be discussed with Russian Foreign Ministry Sergei Lavrov on his arrival to India for a 2-day visit on Thursday. Under the proposal, rubles will be deposited into an Indian bank and converted into rupees, and its system work will be in reverse. The Ministry of External Affairs on Wednesday informed that the Russian Foreign Ministry Sergei Lavrov is set to pay an official visit to India from March 31st to 1st April. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh will meet their counterparts Secretary of State Antony Blinken and U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. According to reports, the Ukraine crisis is set to be at the top of the agenda when Lavrov travels to India. Notably, the two sides are expected expected to discuss alternative payment mechanism for defense and other deals to address the impact of sanctions imposed on Russian banks and entities by the US and its allies, respectively. It was also stated that Russian side appreciates the position adopted by Indian side at forums such as the UN. Thank you for tuning in. For more updates, keep watching Nagaland TV.